Alright, time to roll up our sleeves and it's time to feed Power BI with our real data. Head up to the Home tab and click Get Data. You will notice a huge list here. Power BI can actually connect to hundreds of different sources, from cloud databases to websites. For today, we are keeping it simple. So select text/CSV and click on Connect. You will now browse your folder, so grab the sales.csv file, click on Open, and let's see what Power BI thinks of our data. Once you hit Open, a preview window pops up. You will notice Power BI is already trying to be smart by guessing your data types based on first 200 rows to save time. But you can see that despite doing that, zip code is identified as numeric type. Hence, the leading zeros have been removed, for example, from here. And this is a problem. We have to correct this behavior and change data type to a text. We will do that in a moment. Now look at the bottom. You have two buttons. Load loads the data into Power BI desktop right away. This simply dumps the data straight into your report, but then you will lose leading zeros in zip. Second choice is transform data. That's where the magic happens. It lets us clean, shape and fix data before we start building. Since we know our data is a bit messy, let's click transform data, and this is going to open Power Query Editor, a window that I told you about. This query editor is used to perform data shaping operations. Notice the sales file you connected to shows as a query in the left panel here. You see the preview of the data in the central panel, and on the right you have all the transformations captured under applied steps. Observe the data type of the zip code column as numeric. To fix it, we can go to data type and change it from whole number to text. And we click on replace current button, which overrides Power BI's predicted data type with what we have chosen. Now notice that it brings leading zeros back to the zip code. With that, we have loaded US sales data. However, there are still 6 other countries to be loaded here. But before we do that, let's get the data that is in Excel source file. So we'll click on new source and select Excel workbook this time. In the navigator window, you will see a list of sheets and tables from our Excel file. Now here is a common trap. You will see one called product here and another one called product table. If you click product, look at the preview. The headers are messy and mixed in with the data. We don't want that. Instead, select product table. Notice how the icons look a bit different. That's because this is a named table. It's cleaner, better organized, and exactly what we need. Next, we are going to grab geo and manufacturer. Don't worry about any data issues in geo and manufacturer because we are going to fix them in just a second. So for now, just make sure that these 3 tables are selected and click on OK. Now on the side screen, you will see that all these 3 tables have been added as queries and they're ready for us to start shaping. Now remember our mission. We need a global view. Our international teams have dropped their sales files into a single folder for us. Now we could import these files one by one, but that's a slow way. Instead, I am going to show you a professional shortcut. We are going to import the entire folder at once. This means in the future, if a new country adds a file to this folder, Power BI will pick it up automatically. How to do that? Let's see that. We'll go to the new source, and this time we'll select folder as a data source type and click on connect. I am going to provide the folder path, which in my case is C drive, Power BI tutorial, international sales, and click on OK. By pointing Power BI to the folder rather than a single file, you have just automated your data pipeline. Simple, right? Now on the next screen, since we want to combine the data of all the 6 files, let us just click on combine and transform data. We can leave this screen as is and click on OK. One thing you might have noticed is that the zip code column has some incorrect values. We will also work to fix them a little later. Now, take a look at the queries panel. Power BI didn't just bring the files, it also created a little mini program called transform file. And that is the one that handles every document in that folder for you. Now, if you look at international sales table, you will notice 2 extra columns. One is source.name and the other one is country. We don't want source.name column to be cluttering our reports unnecessarily. So we can just select this column and click on remove. It is that simple. Now a quick sanity check. Click the drop down on the country At first, you might only see Australia, but don't panic. Power BI only previews the first 1000 rows to keep things fast. Click on load more so it can load the entire dataset. And there they are: Canada, Germany, Japan, Mexico, and Nigeria. So our global data is officially in the building. Now let's talk best practice. In a real-world project, you want your table names to be clean and descriptive because these names will eventually show up on your actual report and will also be visible to the end users or business users. So first thing we will do is to rename all the tables here. Let's rename sales to sales. Product table will be renamed to product. Geo, let's call it geography. And a capital M in manufacturer, and international sales would become international space sales. You know that some of the data provided is not in the right format. Power BI provides extensive transformation capabilities to clean and prepare the data to meet our needs. Let's begin with the product table. If you observe the category column, it has a lot of null values. Looks like there are values in category column only when the value changes. So we need to fill it down to have values in each row. So we'll select the column. Let's go to transform and fill and pick fill down. And that has filled up all the values for us. Now let's bring our focus to the product column. You can see that this column has two values concatenated together, product and the segment. We might want to split it. So select the column, and when you are in the home tab, click on split column by delimiter. It has by default taken hyphen, but let's change it to pipe symbol and click on OK. And now we can rename the columns accordingly. This becomes product and this becomes segment. The third column we have to fix is price. You can see that the name of the currency and the value are concatenated together. We might want to split it so that we can aggregate these values later. We'll select the column. Let's go to add column and click on columns from examples, and we'll choose from all columns. This will open up this new column here. All you need to do here is to tell Power BI what are the values that you want to extract. So here I'm going to type in the very first value from here, 412.13, and then click on OK. So what it does is that it automatically extracts all the values for you. We'll click on OK. Similarly, we are going to extract the currency name from here. Select the column again, column from example, from all columns, and this time I'm going to type USD here. Click on OK. And now let us rename the column names. We'll call it currency, and this would be renamed to MSRP. Now, since we have these two columns, we don't require this column anymore. So let us just remove it. And with that, you might have observed that the currency value has its data type changed to text. We will have to fix that. So select the column, go to home, and change it to fixed decimal number. With that, we have cleaned up our product table.